how that this has been missed by many persons. And I think it's a very good one that we have something for us to engage with again. And I want to welcome you to the Best Lab discussion once more. My name is Joshua Arukwe, and I'm the lead coach of Skill Migraine Solutions. At Skill Migraine Solutions, we're helping people to build their skill, from skill learners to skill professionals, and helping professionals to profit maximally from their skill. And if this is your first time coming in to my channel or to my Facebook, you can follow or you can subscribe so that you can get more information about the things that we do here. An extension of, and today we are digging into time management, right? Digging into time management because this is very, very important. It's very, very essential. And seriously, we can't play with this because I've seen many persons struggle time, and I believe this is a very strong one and an important one for us. So I want to dig deep in. So kindly pay attention so that if you look at it, one of the things that has been prevalent with many persons that complain about their time is that I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. There are many things that I'm doing. There are many things that is taking my time. There are many things that is taking my attention and all of that. And every time you make those statements, it's an expression of you not being aware of your state, right? The same persons that complain that they don't have time still have the time to 10 minutes of your day. That same time would have been very useful and effective to do something better, right? Another, maybe another 20 minutes scroll affects your time and affects your day already. So if you look at all of these things in its compounding level, it becomes a reality that if your time engagement is wrong, if your priority is wrong, if you don't understand what really is essential and important, then you'll get the wrong result, you'll get the wrong value, you'll get the wrong output, you get the wrong outcome. And so I'm just going to talk about a few things I've highlighted that I want to just hit on as regards the time game, so that you can be able to find yourself from that limited place and move to a better place where you can have the power on your time. Like you can do with your time what you want to do and be satisfied and happy that you're making good use of your time. All right. The first thing I want to bring to your attention is that time is currency. Time is more valuable than money. Yeah, that sounds funny, but it's true. Your time is more valuable than money. So no matter the money you have, the time is more valuable. In short, business people would do everything possible to put their attention, put their resources into businesses so that they can be able to have time for themselves. They want to make enough money so they can buy time for themselves. So the idea of employing somebody into a business is basically to buy time. The business owner would have been the one making that rounds of work and activities, but because he or she wants to be able to have time to do other things that maybe he or she feels that they are valuable to him, what happens? He gets the money that he gets from that business and he pours it into another person to be able to buy time for himself or herself to be able to do what he or she feels are important to him or her. So the same thing for everyone and anyone, right? Time is a very important currency, and every time you put your attention into things that does not benefit you, what happens? It brings out an outcome that is not pleasurable. It brings out an outcome that does not make you happy. That does not make you feel like you're using your time well. That does not make you feel like your life is in the proper alignment. And so to be able to get a better result is to do what? To align your time on the right things. So your complaint and your dissatisfaction about your time is an expression of the limitations that you are experiencing with your time game. It means that your time is not properly allocated. Your time is not properly what? Allocated. Like, no. You allocate your time based on how people feel you should do things, or you allocate your time based on maybe how you feel too about things in the moment. It's wrong. So what's the proper structure for time engagement? You see, the issue of time is not necessarily even time issue. It is a purpose issue. It's a priority issue. It's a goal alignment issue. If your alignment is not right, there is no how you're getting a better result. If your alignment is not correct, there is no how you're getting a better result. If your alignment is not in the right order, there is no how you are getting a better result. And so you want to be able to align yourself appropriately. That will now bring the results you're looking for. For example, you want to have a business that makes millions and you give very little time to that business, or even if you are giving time to that business, you're giving time to very little on marketing and sales. And that's a big deal because you are not putting the time and effort on the main thing that will bring the customers into that business that can be closed and get the profit that you're looking at for your business. And so it is necessary to understand what is core and what is important in this place. And by the time you find what is core, by the time you find what is important, you can now put in the action, you can now put in the time, you can now put in the effort into that important thing that brings, so that builds that thing and allows it to flourish enough, and you get a desired outcome. And so complaint does not save us in this situation. Crime does not save us in this situation. Every single person that is living in this world has 24 hours to live every single day. And so if you are going to engage in a day, you are sure that it is 24 hours. So there's no taking it for anybody. Every single person has their 24 hours to live. But the outcome after 24 hours is different for every person. Why? Some persons have taken their time to prioritize their time engagement. What is important to me? What is essential to me? What is very cardinal to me? They pick those things to me, which is the most important and most essential that could get me to the highest of my goals. And they pick that thing and they engage with it. A little branch of this is do you know that? So some persons, they've identified their priority, they've seen what is important for them, they've seen what is valuable to them. What happens? They are lost in the idea of scrolling. Why? Because they are scared of taking action on those things that they've outlined for themselves that they want to do. And so they're scrolling mindlessly. They forget that what this time is an essential time for me to build something. And they forget to build what they're supposed to build. And in the long run, what happens? It brings deficiency. The result is stampede, the result is limited, the progress is limited, and what have you. All because aligned with their priority. We cry about things that we don't want to change. Why should we cry about things that we don't want to reorder or make adjustments to? There's no need, there's no meaning. And so if you are really intentional about a particular result, then that intentionality will reflect in the actions that you bring into the game. So what are you looking for? What are you looking out to see? What are you seeking to do? Whatever you're seeking to do, whatever you're looking out to see, whatever you're looking out to accomplish, must be moved or must be acted upon proper guidance on the values of your life, on the essence of your life, on the things that are really important for your life. And then that becomes a stronghold to guide your actions and give you the result that you truly desire. So, scrolling lately. Why should you even be on the social space with videos? That's a problem. You're a consumer, you're not a creator. And that's a big deal. Yes, it is. It's a big deal. And so what you need to do is to learn to play the game of being a producer. You know, there is the way the consumer think and there's the way the producer think. Their thinking is completely different. Like, completely different. How the consumer thinks is always targeted towards consumption. It's about always me. What do I gain from this? What do I benefit from this? What do I get from this? While the producer always thinks about what can I give out? How can this person benefit? What can this person get from this? How can this person learn from this? How can this person build from this? And so those two different frameworks do not tie in themselves. And so the consumer will always consume and the producer will always produce. What happens in the result of these persons? The giver is always higher. It takes somebody to be high to give, right? Yes, it takes somebody to be high to give. And so the giver is always higher. The giver is always above. The giver is always beyond what the receiver. So the receiver will always have to stretch his hand and beg and seek to receive. And so you want to learn the idea of being a consumer and a producer. And you want to learn from this idea to say, I will be less of a consumer and I'll be more of a producer. Like completely. Because you've known something that really makes men what they are. You've known something that really makes businesses thrive and stand. So that is the first. Also, time is life. Whichever way you want to live your life, whichever outcome you want to arrive at, the time game dictates what your life here on earth. And so the things you give your time to are the things that your life becomes. Also, as again, the things you give your time to are the things that your life becomes. So your life becomes what you give your time to. Every time you see yourself arriving at certain kind of outcomes, it is not by mistake. It is an expression of your attention, an expression of the things that you truly value and the things that you truly seek. And so if you continuously give your time to certain things that you do not like, I mean, you do dislike these things, you give your time to them, you live in misery for the rest of your life. You live in pain for the rest of your life. You live in dissatisfaction for the rest of your life. And so you want to learn to always choose right. I guess that's why they said not all battles that should be fought, right? Not all fights you are invited to, you should go for. Because why should you go to a fight that you know that is not important to you? Even the business game, not everything in business would be best for you to do. There are certain things that you might feel like this thing may be nice, but it's not important right now for me. And so you put your attention away from them. So your time is your life. Whichever way you spend your time determines what? Your life. So you have to pay attention to the right things. Attention is the bigger currency. It's bigger money. In short, you after paying money, you still have to pay attention. Oh yes. Haven't you paid money to buy a phone? You still have to pay attention to that phone. Haven't you paid money to buy a car? You still pay attention to that car. You don't spend extra money, sir. That's crazy. And so you want to understand that your time is your life. And you want to start preparing yourself, becoming very careful, very intentional, very strategic on how you use your time. Because eventually, this is going to become the sum total of your life. It's going to be the summary of your life. Your life will now reflect everything you've made of your time. So don't cry about your output. Check your input. Don't cry about the results you're getting. Check on the investments you're making. Because these things shape and define who you become or who you are. Now, if you look at this deeply into the time management game, people do a lot of things, but they don't do the valuable things. It is stupidity to do many things and not do what is important. And so, one may be crying that there are many things to be done in a day, while another is satisfied and happy that what there is something that is so important and essential that should be done today, and that thing I've given my time to. And so this differentiates people and differentiates results, because there is something valuable to be done today. I have recognized this thing, I have seen this thing, I acknowledge this thing, and I'm giving myself to it. I'm giving it's important. But there are certain things that are not as important, so I put them aside. See, if we can align to priorities, if we can align ourselves to what is really important, then we have won the game already. Like, that is it. You don't need to spend 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours doing what is not important. Even in your job, it is wisdom not to ask your boss, sir, ma, what is the most important task for me to do in this job that would give this company the best outcome? And when you get that, you take your whole time to making sure that those things are being accomplished. What happens? It becomes great result in the company, and the boss is happy. The boss says, "Oh my God, this person knows the right thing to do in this company. He knows how to navigate his time and attention." And because of that, we're going to promote him to bigger level to do bigger things for the company. That's how you move your game upwards. The people that know what is important in an organization, in a space, it could be in your life, it could be in a business, it could be in a church, attention and time to it. And every time you're investing more time, you're investing more attention, you're investing more wisdom into that particular thing, what happens? That thing begins to grow, it begins to get better, begins to thrive, and because of the input you're making, you are recognized, you are expected, you are desired for, and you are raising to a higher level. So you're the one slowing yourself down. You're the one limiting yourself. You're the one messing your life up. Stop the scrolling. Stop the unimportant activities. There are some chats that you shouldn't have. They're not important. Why should you bring yourself so low to be having those kind of chats? Like why? Why should you be communicating with someone that does not have any goal in his life? You see your associations, they easily collect your time. So you want to choose right. The idea of the time engagement is an investment engagement. You want to think of time as an investment thing, that I have this, and the way I use it determines the outcome it brings for me. And this even leads us to our next point, that those who think long term enjoy life the most. Those who think long term get better life results because they are seeing what is not seen today. They are seeing far the possibilities that is not seen today. And so when people are blinded by the moment, they are connected to 10 years to come. They are connected to 20 years to come. And their thoughts and ideas of what 20 years to come should look like motivates their action for today. And that becomes a pivotal role or pivotal game or pivotal strength for them to be able to leverage on to get better and good results. So you want to engage your life with long-term thinking. You want to engage your mind with long-term thinking. To think long. Because if you can do this, your life starts shifting. If you can do this, your life starts aligning. If you can do this, your life starts getting better. If we can fix our time issue, we have fixed most of our life issues. I can bet you